Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Osterberger with BIC Magazine. We're here at the ECC Annual PerspECCtives Conference in National Harbor, Maryland, and I'm with Ed Reynolds, VP of Commissioning Americas for Kent. Ed, how are you?
I'm great, Jeremy.
So we're here, Ed, at the ECC conference. The theme is Thrive. So talk about the conference so far. What do you think?
Yeah, it's always full of energy. I've been here now, probably fourth event with ECC, two major events, and Broadmoor last year, which was phenomenal location. So yeah, pretty excited so far.
Well, Ed, let's dig into your background a little bit. You're obviously not from Texas, so tell everybody where you're from and kind of how did you get into this industry?
Yeah, originally from Cork, Ireland. I think I started the trade of electrical instrumentation in the pharmaceutical industry. It's pretty prevalent there in the south of Ireland, and then made the journey over to Canada back in 2011 with Kent's, now Kent, and worked in the oil and gas. Did a stint in Kazakhstan for 5 years on the FGP project, and now I'm in Houston.
Nice. So back home, you're a soccer fan. Got to be from Ireland. Got to be a soccer fan. What's your team, man?
Definitely, yeah. I'm proud to say I'm a Liverpool supporter. So it's a good time to be supporting Liverpool at the moment, top of the league, and won the league last year, so pretty happy about that.
Yeah, fantastic, and that's awesome. Well, thank you for hanging out here with us, Ed, today. I want to dig right in with you, Ed. Tell me about some of the projects that Kent's got going on, maybe in your area in the commissioning world.
Yeah, so definitely. We're currently executing on the GPX or GP LNG project down in Port Arthur.
Okay.
So we're supporting on the pipeline, greenfield and brownfield phase. So we're providing planning services for the commissioning and also commissioning execution. So it's been going on now for nearly 3 years. So a good relationship with the client there.
Fantastic. And do you expect to do some maybe other projects in the LNG space, or what do you foresee?
Yeah, we're always looking. We're always looking at LNG. It's a space that we're familiar with in Canada. Have a team currently on the LNG Canada project, Western Canada, which was a major project for the country, and we're currently mobilizing for a project in St. John LNG with Repsol. So
okay,
yeah, it's a space we're familiar with.
And I guess I'll step back a second too, Ed, now that I think about it. Talk about Kent maybe as a broader organization too. What's your core services and core mission?
Yeah, ideally, a lot of legacy there, coming from the Kents and Kentech side. So we support consulting, which is one of our service lines, engineering and projects, which is obviously engineering, and then the construction side, CCS, which is completions, commissioning and startup, which is the service line that I support,
sure. And
then operations and maintenance. So obviously a global company, around 14,000 people worldwide, and yeah, just an ethos of delivering a quality product to our clients consistently. It's a standardized approach.
Yeah, fantastic. So Ed, let's get into some trends that we're seeing here. There's lots of things being discussed here at ECC, but in the line of commissioning, what are we seeing right now in the marketplace?
Something that I'm noticing, firstly, would be an expectation from our clients of schedule compression, especially on the commissioning side. It's something that might naturally happen anyway because commissioning is at the tail end of a project, so they have to bear the burden of slippage from other factors outside of commissioning. But I think our clients are expecting us to come back with some innovative solutions on how we can reduce the time on tools when executing and give them the predictability of meeting that deadline.
And where else are you seeing that technology need? You know what I mean? What are those clients demanding from you and really from the industry as a whole on the commissioning services side?
I think data is becoming a key factor. There's an expectation of real-time data representation. So something that we've consistently worked on and we're continually developing is how we present out progress of the progress of the project to our clients in real time, so we can really give them an indication of how the project is progressing and some areas to have concerns over or to focus on. So really, how are we taking that data, bringing it in, making it relatable with the databases that are being integrated for the project, and how we represent that data on the front end. So it's something that more and more of our clients are asking for.
And do you find that working with the client, is that a situation where the owner's driving that to you guys, or are you trying to deliver that to them? Is it sort of a two-way street there? Does that kind of make sense? And really, has that been the last 4 to 5 years? What have you seen historically, and then how is that fleshing out now?
I think over the last, my career is nearly 20 years now in the commissioning space, and I've seen it over maybe the last 10 to 15 years of an expectation. You see the Power BI becoming a lot more prevalent in that data representation. We would definitely lean into presenting that out to our clients from day one when we're looking at setting up a project, and not have their expectations of us having to provide it to them. It is a service that we integrate in with our commissioning. So it's a two-way street. We've an integrated approach with our clients. We work collaboratively. So they might give us suggestions on how we can adapt or have fit for purpose representation, and we can provide some feedback given the experience that we have on other major projects.
Fantastic. So you talked about how Kent's leveraging technology and servicing its clients to the best possible way. Let's get into some current challenges. What are you seeing out there right now? So much talks of tariffs. We've had inflation issues the last probably 4 or 5 years. I mean, let's talk a little bit about that, and what are you seeing out there in sort of the current challenges that we're facing in the commissioning world?
Yeah, when you relate it to commissioning specifically, we are a people-intensive service, so we don't really see a massive impact logistically. We're bringing labor to a project, so our key focus is making sure that we're retaining that labor and retaining our good people, and then having the ability to grow quickly, which is an expectation coming from clients, especially with the unpredictability around projects and when they're going to kick off, and it's just providing them reassurances that we have the capacity and the capability to be able to do that, I think is one area.
And what are some of those things that y'all are doing as far as retention and trying to keep those folks happy, but also long-term employees and team members?
I think first and foremost, making them feel safe. We talked about some of the topics there this morning in the forums around mental health. I think you really need to look after the individual and know that they're cared for. That's key. Once they feel that they have someone fight in their corner, they're going to want to stay and work together and go on to the next project. And then also just creating some continuity of going from the next project to the next project to the next project, and being able to provide the reassurance that we're busy, which is great, and we'll be able to maintain a pool of talented individuals to carry on from project to project.
And here at the show, there's been some talk about where we're at with maybe ESG and sustainability projects. What are you kind of seeing right now in the market? You think some of these projects are on pause or on hold? Are they still moving forward? I know it's a broad way of thinking about it, but generally speaking, what are you seeing out there?
I'm seeing it go in all directions.
Okay.
Some projects, depending on offshore wind, blue hydrogen, ammonia. I think there's and carbon capture. There's just projects all over, specifically the Texas region, which we're most predominantly supporting. And yeah, we've definitely seen projects put on pause, but not cancelled. Just the client taking a step back to reconsider whether it's tax exemptions or whether it's buyers in the market. So it is unpredictable, but I think there's always a sense of unpredictability anyway in the industry. So we try not to react. We take a pause and take a step back and see what we're going to do to be able to manage and support our clients with some level of agility.
Well, Ed, thank you so much for hanging out with BIC Magazine here at the ECC conference. Anything else you'd like to cover?
Look, Jeremy, I'm just very appreciative of the opportunity to talk. I get very passionate about talking about commissioning, so I could be here for the next few hours if you'd have me, but definitely appreciative of you bringing me on today.
Thank you, and we'll come back on with BIC Magazine again. That sound good?
Excellent.
All right, man. Thank you for being here, Ed.
Thanks very much, Jeremy.